There are ways of distance that distinguish a live relationship from one that is dying or dead as follows. One, an interruption in union reveals the amount of intimacy that the interruption generates. For example, the lovers going away, even for a brief period of time, can help one ascertain the amount of feeling one still has left for the lover. Two, a joint vacation can be useful in assessing the state of intimacy in a relationship, for the couple is spending a prolonged period of time together. As we saw in quarantine during COVID, couples had been forced to spend more time together and in many cases saw holes in their intimacy due to the lack of compatibility. Being in constant close quarters with one spouse has shed light on incompatibilities. Three, the death of a spouse is one of the surest ways of finding out the amount of intimacy invested in the relationship, whatever the nature of that intimacy may be or have been. Four, similarly, individuals who divorce are often surprised by the amount of post-decisional regret, or at least emotion they experience. They had no idea of the amount of intimacy that was left before they ended the relationship. Indeed, the divorce may have stemmed in part from their unawareness of their own and the other's intimate investment. In some, it may be good to introduce minor interruptions in order to discern their levels of intimate involvement before they create major interruptions. Five, another way to distinguish whether a relationship is dying or dead is learning about the Gottman experiment and applying Gottman's method of assessing the intimacy of a relationship to your own relationship. A healthy relationship needs intimacy to survive. In brief, Gottman analyzed an hour of a husband and wife talking on video by using a detection coding system. If he watched a couple for 15 minutes, his success rate was around 90%. Although we don't have Gottman's coding system to analyze couples, we can still use Gottman's techniques for eavesdropping on couples called thin slicing to assess our conflict with a partner after the conflict has taken place. Thin slicing refers to the ability to find patterns in situations and behavior based on very narrow slices of experience. Gottman explains that predicting divorce, like tracking Morse code operations, is pattern recognition to find the core of the relationship. In other words, the signature of the relationship. You thin slice for two states a relationship is in: positive sentiment override, where positive emotion overrides irritability, or negative sentiment override, where a relatively neutral thing that a partner says gets perceived as negative, by looking for repetitive four horsemen of the apocalypse, the qualities that deteriorate a relationship, which are stonewalling, contempt, criticism, and defensiveness.